Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. A good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. And the WTF Weekly is back, honey. Back, back, back. And some of these, of course, I'm sure you guys have already heard about them, but I want to talk about it and give my point of view on all of this craziness that's going on with celebrities nowadays. I don't know about y'all, but at this point, there is so much weird BS going on. I can't keep up when it comes to a lot of this stuff. And, of course, there's always weird stuff that goes on during an election year, but I just have a feeling we're going to keep seeing all of this unfold going into 2025 and beyond. So with that being said, let's get started. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. So, first things first, I want to talk about, I don't know if you guys saw this interview, but Messi Carlos King, did an actual interview with Lisa Ray McCoy. Okay. Um, I like Lisa Ray. I feel like she's one of those like down to earth, like pretty girls. She definitely has had pretty privileges, and she even mentioned that in her interview that it's a blessing and a curse. She seems very down to earth, even at times on the hood side. I don't really have anything bad to say about her. She seems like, one of those around the way girls. If I could be honest though, I honestly found her interview to be more engaging than her acting. And that's just no shade, but that's just how I feel. Definitely Lisa Ray is beautiful, but I've never been the one to say I can't wait to watch this Lisa Ray show or movie, except one movie I was surprised about. And she actually mentioned this movie in her interview. She did a movie called Civil Brand, and that was actually a good movie. It was an independent film with her. They had a lot of names. Her, the Brat, Lark Voorhees, Clifton Powell. That was actually a decent movie, and I do believe that maybe if people did give her more serious roles, maybe we could see more of her acting chops. But that one I did actually enjoy. But other than that, she's just kind of that girl that's in that uh, like ensemble cast where you just like, you don't care whether she's there or not. But that's my opinion. But the highlight of that interview was her mentioning Nicole Murphy and how Nicole Murphy allegedly slept with her ex-husband, the second husband, who's like the president of Turks and Caicos. Now here's the thing. Apparently her husband allegedly was around the world in I. Like, he apparently was sleeping with a lot of people. And allegedly Nicole Murphy is not yeah, she's no stranger to the rumors about her too. I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple of years ago, she had the actual accusation with Layla Rashawn's husband, the famous director. So yeah, but one thing I noticed is that, she said, look, as a friend, like, I'm from the south side of Chicago, that's an automatic ass whooping if you sleep with my man. Rightfully so. Totally get what she was saying on that. However, one thing in the interview, she mentioned kind of slick, but mentioned that her and her ex, they're still friends. They still talk. But it seemed like for her, it's still up and stuck when it comes to Nicole. And so, how do you guys feel about that? Because my whole thing is, Yes, both of them are in the wrong, but your husband was more so in the wrong because, of course, he actually married you. You guys have vows together. Yes, Nicole is wrong too, but why is it that you could forgive him and still talk to him, but you can't forgive her? Because it seemed like she hasn't forgiven her. So, how do you guys feel about that? Like, as like women, do you feel in that situation? Because for me, I would say F both of them. Don't neither one of y'all talk to me because y'all both broke my trust, lack of loyalty. But the fact that she still talks to him and doesn't talk to her, I found that interesting. I found that interesting. So definitely let me know what you feel about that. Unless financially she has no choice but to still talk to the ex, maybe. But for me, I would say to hell with both of them. But she did mention she still talks to him, but she's on some it's up and stuck with Nicole. In fact, she almost kind of implied that she was about to put hands on her. And from what I've heard, rumor has it, Lisa Ray is about that life. Don't let the face fool you. She is about physical hands. And to me, you could tell that just by how the brat is kind of shook with her own sister, because when she surprised her on, what was it, Cocktails with Queens, and I guess they hadn't spoken in a while, and Lisa Ray was going off and the brat was there on mute and acting like she didn't want to say nothing, like she was shook to say something to her sister. And when has the brat ever been on mute? She seemed like she about that life too. So the fact that she didn't say anything made me say that Lisa Ray seems like she no nonsense. But with that being said, y'all let me know what y'all thought about that interview and how you felt about her still talking to her ex, but she's kind of like screw Nicole Murphy. But moving on, TD Jakes, child. TD Jakes had a health scare doing service on Sunday. And allegedly, rumor has it around the social media circuit is that he's stressed out over all of the legal battles that he got currently going on right now. And we all know that stress is like a silent ender. But here's the thing, regardless on the rumors, prayers to TD Jakes. I don't wish bad things on people, bad health on people. But a lot of people, for whatever reason, are speculating that he was faking it. And I don't know why, but I guess apparently they're saying that that wasn't a sign of a stroke. But I don't think they confirmed he actually had a stroke. I think they just keep saying it was a medical emergency, a medical scare. So I don't know if he had a stroke for them to say that he was faking it. Maybe he just got overheated on stage with all of those lights. I mean, that happens too. So, but a lot of people I saw like on social media, they was like, oh, he's faking it. That's not giving any signs. Why didn't he drink any water? And I'm like, look, at the end of the day, I would hope this man was not faking it because it was hard to watch. I don't know if you guys watched it. I didn't want to put the clip on here because apparently TD Jakes is like notorious for copyright infringement. So I'm not posting it, but you could definitely look at it if you do, want to see it. But it was hard to watch. So prayers to him. Even with the rumors, honey, everybody, deserves to be in good health and not have that type of health scare, especially in front of his whole congregation. Like that had to be like insane. So moving on to Juicy Fruit. The glove he has on is so fitting for him. But anywho, Juicy Fruit conviction was overturned. Now they are saying that doesn't mean that he wasn't guilty of what occurred during the coldest night ever in Chicago. But this is based off of a technicality because Illinois, Chicago effed up. And I'm like, dang it, Chicago, Illinois can't come the hell on. Like, it's from y'all complain about y'all mayor to, I'm like, is there anybody who's decent and not corrupt out there? But look, apparently the easiest way that I can explain this is that he agreed to the terms that they were willing to give him for his conviction, but apparently the prosecutor who convicted him wasn't supposed to be on that case. It was supposed to be a special prosecutor, I guess, outside of that office, apparently, but they ended up using a prosecutor within that office. But because he agreed to it, it's pretty much saying he agreed to it. So just because you decided to use a prosecutor that couldn't be used, oh well, he agreed to it. So move the hell on. So apparently, because of that technicality, his stuff got overturned. I find it to be very convenient that this happens before the Biden Harris administration leaves. Allegedly, rumor has it he has ties to the administration. I don't know if that is true or not. That's why it's a big allegedly. But I find it that they wanted to make sure that this was wrapped up quickly before January 20th. So, with that, though, the question is, will his career ever be the same? Will he be able to get back on track after all of this nonsense? Especially now that Trump is going to be in office. This is going to be quite interesting. I'm curious to see where Hollywood is going to go now that Trump is in office. I am curious to see at this point. Uh, ugh, I don't know. But you guys let me know what you think about Juicy. Do you think Juicy can overcome this and get his career back? Or is he going to be doing like Tubi movies for the rest of his life? Who knows? But hey, from my understanding, you can make a lot of good money off of Tubi. You know what I mean? It's probably not empire money, but he can make a living off of it. So moving on. Okay, so as you know, you guys, I review Life After Lockup, Love After Lockup. And one thing about it, if you guys, of course, also watch the show, which I know most of you do, if you notice, like in the upper right hand corner, they kept advertising Tia Mowry's reality show. I guess apparently it would come on after Life After Lockup. And for a good minute, I avoided the show because I was like, what the hell does she really have to talk about? I did not care. But I said, you know what? Let me check out this reality show and see what the hell she's talking about since, she keeps advertising this divorce like we really give a shit. I want my time back. Yeah. I want my time back. I don't know what Tia thought she was doing with this show. What I do know is that at one point, what I think a lot of women were team Tia when it came to this divorce situation. What I find now is that I'm completely annoyed by her. And I think we may need to rethink this Corey situation. And this show really should have been called Let Me Talk About Corey in every freaking episode and Let Me Cry in every freaking episode. Mind you, this is the same lady who decided to make an announcement on the same week that I think her twin was promoting a book. And that ended up being all about Tia at that point when Tia made the announcement that she was divorcing Corey. So she made that announcement and then she went on a divorce campaign tour. Hey, Driven Black Girl. Yes, my week is going better. I feel a lot better now, as you can hear. But yeah, she went on a divorce campaign. And she ended up saying on one of these talk shows that she felt her divorce was like a graduation. Okay? Like it was a graduation. And I've never heard of anyone call a divorce a graduation, but she called it a damn graduation. Clearly, it's not a graduation when almost in every freaking episode she was crying. First things first, almost everyone that she talked to in this actual reality show, she wanted validation, as if she wanted validation that she made the right decision. For me, at my age, I am not going to be talking to people in their 20s or in their 30s. Hell, I'm not going to even be talking to people who are single and not married about my divorce or me trying to restore my marriage or what was going on in my marriage. I think that was like the number one problem right there. Tia had pretty much 20 plus year old actors, her assistant, and it seemed like even actors around her age or older than her, like Jackie, none of them are married. None of them, like, when you, to me, are in a relationship, you tend to want to be around people who can give you advice about relationships because they're in a healthy relationship or they're in a relationship. Like, I do have people and associates who are younger than me, but I'm not going to them about relationship advice. I'm just not, especially when it comes to marriage. And so that was a red flag. And the fact that she kept talking about Corey don't talk about Tia. And if he talks about her, he pretty much talks about how he's protecting her and protecting his kids. But she constantly talks about Corey. And it was so weird. It was just so weird. Like, Tia definitely gives me every bit of childhood star. Kind of narcissistic. If you ever watched her reality show with her and her sister, and this was when I think she was pregnant with her first child, even Tamara constantly said how selfish Tia was. And I can pick up those vibes from her, unfortunately, in this reality show. I was turned off. I was turned off by Tia. I kept scrunching up my face. I was like, what the hell am I watching here? Like, I felt like she didn't need a reality show. Like, she truly is that girl who never, in my opinion, never knew who the hell she was. Her only thing that validated her was being in front of that damn camera or entertaining. That's it. That's all. She's never, in my opinion, known who she was. She didn't even know who she was as far as her marriage. She didn't know who she was as an individual. And instead of her working through that, still in her marriage, still married, but still trying to figure out who she is, to me, it seemed like she made a very emotional, radical decision, decided to divorce, and she's now regretting it. Yeah, I feel she's regretting it at this point. And to me, it showed how selfish she is, because it would be one thing if it was just her and that husband, but she got two kids and she broke up her home when there's two kids involved. Mind you, the oldest one, her son, didn't even want to be on the show. Okay? Didn't even want to be on the show. So, and thank you, Driven Black Girl. What's going on with her and Tamara's relationship? Good question. Because you can definitely tell there is something there. But if you remember, I don't know if you remember or if you did watch the reality show that Tia did back in the day when she had her first child, you could definitely tell that there was tension there, because she, like, Tamara was getting married. I remember this. Tamara was getting married, and Tamara was saying how selfish Tia was, or Tia will always try to see if Tamara was jealous of her. Like, are you sure you're not jealous? Like, I would be a little bit jealous because I got the role and you didn't. So things like that definitely showed me, even back then, there's a dynamic there that I could see how Tamara and Tia could have gotten further apart from each other. And I honestly feel like I'm loving Tamara. She seems to be more grounded. She knows who she is. She's not trying to please everyone, or she doesn't give a damn what other people think. Tia clearly does. Because Tia says she was tired of always trying to make it seem like she was okay and trying to prove to everyone she was okay when she wasn't. Who the hell gives a damn about what other people think, especially when it comes to your marriage, the marriage between you and him, not you, him, and the world. So yeah, Tia annoyed the hell out of me with this damn reality show. If you guys watch this reality show, please let me know what you think. I decided to watch it, and to me, it made me sympathize more with Corey. It made me say, damn, you probably went through a lot of shit with her that we don't even realize. And the fact that he's keeping it very private and still just focused on, being a father and his career. Kudos to freaking Corey, because it seems like his career is continuing to go up. Wow. What's the last thing Tia did? Shit, now that I think about it. What was the last thing she's done? I mean, granted, she don't probably really have to ever work again. Hell, she got sister in the game under her. I'm sure them residual checks are very nice. But even still, I don't remember the last thing she's been in. But her husband is working, or ex-husband that is working. So yeah. And I definitely on Hall. What's on Hall? See, I don't even know what that is. Hey, Adrian, I don't even know what on Hall is. She's on that show film. Oh yeah, is that show still going on or was it canceled? I thought that show was canceled. She definitely got some shows under her belt on Hallmark. Oh, okay. Yeah, Hallmark shows. I mean, the movies and stuff. That'll do it, especially them holiday movies. But yeah, she annoyed the hell out of me. She annoyed the hell out of me to the point where I don't know if this is going to reach a different fan base for her. I don't know what she was trying to get out of this damn show that she did. I don't know. But what I do know is when I went to social media to see if other people were feeling the same way I was, it was a lot of people feeling the same way. A lot of women who were feeling the same way, not men, but women saying, what was the point of this? And I'm annoyed with this girl. She damn near cried every episode, y'all. Every episode she was crying. And yes, divorce, I'm sure is hard, but you're the one who took your little ass all over to campaign saying that your divorce was like a graduation. You finished the curriculum. It's like a graduation. So if that's the case, you shouldn't be having remorse over this divorce then if it was a graduation, right? Anywho, bye Tia. Move on. Oh Lord. At this point, I'm really ready for this damn trial to get started, and I want a verdict like now. But Diddy is pretty much, he had another bail hearing last week, but people are starting to think that he may get out because they're trying to compare him to other people with the same type of charges who were able to bail out, but Diddy is still behind bars. Do y'all think he's going to get out? I think it's going to be based on if he allegedly did try to tamper with witnesses. I think that's what it's going to boil down to. Um gosh, man, like I don't know. Like I feel like again the law can be so iffy, but at the same time I would feel really bad for all of those victims um who have been bold enough to come out. I would really feel bad for them and the fear that they may feel if Diddy gets out. You know what I mean? Like ugh, I I hate it. I hate it. I hate it because these people probably were more bold. And again, probably every story out there isn't true, but there's a good amount of stories where people have a lot of details to back it up. I don't know. Like I think that they will really be terrified if this man gets out. You know what I mean? Hey, celebrity. Yeah, I think he's getting out. Ugh. Ugh. You know, look, apparently they're gonna, I think is this week they're gonna figure it out or next week. I can't remember, but I know they did the bail hearing last week, and I think they're gonna be making a decision soon on it. So he could potentially be home before Christmas. And I want to say his trial doesn't start until March or May of next year. I don't know, y'all. So even if he's getting out, I just don't, I don't know. My opinion, he need to stay in there. But here's my thing. All the other people who were able to get out, they should have stayed in too. So I'm not looking at the situation as one better than the other. But yeah, his attorney has to submit security assessments. We'll see. We'll see. Apparently, they said that judge is going to be listening to his jail calls allegedly to see what he's talked about. I would think Diddy is not dumb enough to actually talk about some risque stuff. He has to know that they record those calls. So we'll see. We will see. But I believe they still, of course, have his passport, have the children's passport. So it's not about him fleeing, though. I guess it would be about him having access, and that's the issue. So we'll have to see, child. We'll have to see and see what happens in that situation. But, child, Candace Owens. Let me tell y'all something. I know a lot of people hate Candace Owens, but one thing about Candace Owens I will say is she is fearless as all hell. Hey, Shayla. She is fearless as all hell. She don't give a shit. She gonna speak her mind, whether you're black, white, Asian. She don't care. So apparently Tina Knowles came after Candace Owens because rumor has it Beyonce allegedly got paid $10 million for like her 3-minute speech that she gave in Houston at the Houston rally for Kamala Harris. Yes, her channel is demonetized, but that is not stopping her. Like, she has literally jumped to like a additional 1 million subscribers, and then she's like on other platforms as well. I mean, I'm sure it's hurting her pockets to a certain extent, but it ain't hurting her that bad. And then she got merch. She got merchandise too. But Tina Knowles came for her because Candace talked about how allegedly Beyonce got paid $10 million, and she said allegedly. Now, the problem is that Tina Knowles apparently just called Candace out, and she posted it on her Instagram page or on her social media pages about Candace pretty much giving false information about Beyonce, and what Beyonce got paid. But the interesting thing is there were other people who were talking about allegedly how much Beyonce got paid, from Joe Rogan to other platforms that have bigger platforms than Candace. However, Tina Knowles wanted to call out Candace Owens. And Candace Owens' ass, in true fashion, went in talking about how Tina Knowles, and she's still going by the last name Knowles when she's actually Lawson, but she still wants to show that she's attached to Beyonce, even though she's not married to Matthew. Honey, she went in, honey. She went completely in on Tina Knowles and Beyonce, saying Beyonce, like what she does isn't working anymore, and she hasn't had a decent album since 4. She went in. This is what I say. One thing about Candace, regardless, she goes in on anybody. Whoever come for her, she gonna come for them, and she don't care who the hell they are. But it is interesting that Tina did call her out, but didn't call anyone else out. And allegedly, this is what Candace claims. Candace claims that Tina was able to get her video removed. Even though she said allegedly, she was able to get it removed. Even though Candace wasn't the first one to mention Beyonce allegedly getting paid that type of money. So I find it interesting, if all of that to be true, that Tina Knowles only came for Candace Owens, but didn't come for people who don't look like her, if you know what I mean. Which, again, my thing is this: why is it that when it comes to my people feel more easy coming after their own versus going after others? One thing about, I would say, someone like Candace is that she'll go after anybody. She don't care who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't care, which is one of the reasons why I guess apparently she got, I guess, fired from Ben Shapiro, the Daily or whatever the case may be, whatever it was called. But apparently, let them tell it, her point of view on certain things caused them to have a rift or whatever. She's kind of unapologetic about her views, regardless on who you are. So I give her that. She don't care who you are, but I find it interesting that if that's the case, Tina, why did you go after her but didn't go after Joe Rogan? You know what I mean? Like, why didn't you go after these other people with these other platforms, but you go after Candace Owens? Seems a little, like you willing to go after the sister, but you're not willing to go after everyone else. Quite interesting. Candace Owens, I don't know if she went to school for journalism, but she definitely is. She has definitely not had the best reputation in the Black community. She first came on the scene and people really started to pay more attention to her, more so when Kanye West kind of brought her along and liked the way that she was thinking and her point of view on things. So he would like tag her along on like interviews and stuff like that. That's at least when I first started seeing her. And she was also known when she was at some type of like hip hop panel of some sort with T.I. and what's his name, Money Mike or whatever his name is, out of Atlanta. And T.I. kind of went off on her. She's known for that too. But yeah, very interesting that, but Candace didn't hold back. If you look up Candace Owens and Tina Knowles, you'll hear her rant about Tina Knowles and Beyonce. And baby, again, she's fearless. She's fearless. She said 10 years ago, you couldn't even talk about Beyonce, but she like at this point, don't nobody care. She even kind of said, Beyonce, how about you be a human being and do something that's like relevant or do something that, shows you care about society. I was like, damn. But anywho, but speaking of this, did y'all hear about this? Kamala, apparently, even though she was able to campaign and get over $1 billion, allegedly is $20 million in debt from that campaign. Did y'all hear about this? Have y'all heard? And apparently blew $1 million to the point that they're in the negative now. But apparently she's still trying to run for office now, whether that is in 2028 or I heard that allegedly they claiming that she's thinking about governor of California. But yes, allegedly her campaign is $20 million in debt. And a lot of that, since we just talked about Beyonce, a lot of that they have been claiming is the money she had to pay for these celebrity endorsements, allegedly. And for whatever reason, people seem to be shocked that these celebrities got paid. And I'm trying to figure out, why would they be shocked? Since when do people really think celebrities was just doing this because they really wanted to? Like, I don't know. Like this, I think we honestly at this point, this is why even with all of that, she had every top celebrity, every civil rights person, all of these people who were vouching for her, and yet she still lost. That clearly shows you celebrities are not moving the needle anymore. But people were shocked to hear that they was getting paid this money, allegedly. Yeah, I'm not shocked. I don't know any celebrities who would do something like this for free. Sorry. I'm not shocked by it. I am shocked about allegedly being $20 million in debt. And how the hell does that happen? And furthermore, what do you do when that happens? What do you do when you have a campaign like this and now you're in debt? Like, how do you make that up? What I've never heard of this before, so I'm really trying to figure out what happens when you have a campaign and now you're 20 million in debt. What happens? Like is there an investigation? Like can people legally get in trouble? Like I'm really curious on what happens. Oh, she got more than $1 billion, you guys. 1 billion. 1 billion. And now apparently she's 20 million in debt. Meanwhile, you got a lot of people out here who's scrapping and trying to scrape to see if they can have a miracle during Thanksgiving. Yeah, and allegedly gave Al 500,000 for the interview with him, and now he's being called out. Roland Martin is also being called out. Apparently, allegedly, Roland Martin got $350,000. Oh, I'm sorry, not them personally, but their media companies or their nonprofits allegedly got money. So yeah, so it seems like what's coming across is if all of these people got paid, this was endorsements that people were getting paid allegedly. That's what they're saying. It's all out there. Now, again, apparently let Roland Martin tell it because I wanted to hear his side of it. He said that money went to more his media company for advertising. But either way, it just really shows, regardless, that's a lot of money to spend and you still don't win. And so now I would definitely like to know what's going to happen. I would definitely like to see what's going to happen next. And someone who's probably really going to follow this, Candace Owens. Candace Owens did a deep dive investigation over Kamala Harris and her actual roots, trying to verify if she's Black or not. Y'all, when I tell you she went like into this deep diving research, she was like, this is how she apparently gained so many more followers within the past couple of months because of this deep dive that she did, child. If y'all want to check it out, check it out. There was at a certain point I was like, this is just too damn much. But a lot of people were interested. But yeah, so yeah, I've never heard of this before. I don't even know if this has ever happened in any presidential campaign. Y'all let me know, for the big politics crew members. If y'all know if this has ever happened before, by all means, please let me know. She's not going to win before a Republican white woman. It is what it is, right? If Hillary lost, you know who may be able to actually be the first woman president? Tulsi Gabbard. I think she could. Now, she's not a white woman. I think she's Hawaiian. But she could be potentially. She could be. But yeah, but I had to bring this up because of course that's what they were alleging, that Beyonce got 10 million for her 3-minute speech. And they even said allegedly Megan Thee Stallion got 5 million for her little twerking performance in Atlanta. Child, when I tell you, it seemed like money was flying all over the place. Apparently, and allegedly, they also said that podcast Call Me Daddy or something like that. They spent like 100,000 or something like that to create the set. Because I guess she couldn't go to her, so they created her set in DC. Child, I would like to know how this is gonna end, but we gonna move on from that too. Denzel Washington. Denzel. Now, I think this is Denzel in his new movie, Gladiator 2. Are you new, celebrity? Are you new? If you are, by all means, welcome to the crew. But you're hilarious. But yeah, apparently, allegedly, she got 5 million. Yeah. Yeah, that just shows you people don't care about celebrity opinions no more. People trying to eat and survive. Oh, well, welcome to the crew. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and hit the like button on the way in. So Denzel allegedly he's about to retire. He has talked about how he's going to be retiring, and he did mention his last couple of movies he's going to be actually having black directors. Apparently, he also he also is going to be in Black Panther 3, apparently, which is special because apparently Denzel Washington actually put in money for Chadwick Boseman. I don't know if you guys know that, but there was a speech that Chadwick did back in the day about how Felicia Rashad reached out to Denzel to invest money into students who were either going to be going on some type of acting seminar or something, or even to pay for school. But Denzel helped Chadwick, so interesting enough that he definitely may be in Black Panther 3 because he helped Boseman be able to pretty much hone his craft as far as his acting career is concerned. But he talked about that. But interesting enough, some other shit done came out. It was all over social media that Denzel decided to randomly share that he had a same-sex kissing scene in this Gladiator movie. And it caught a lot of people off guard, and it damn sure caught me off guard, and here's why. I think Denzel has always played it not necessarily safe, but I felt like he has always had a certain standard about his career. Okay. He to me represented like the African American heterosexual male who is strictly not about the scandal salaciousness, just true to the point acting. To the point. You know what I mean? And while there's nothing wrong with a same-sex kissing scene, this seems to be very off-brand with Denzel Washington. Have you ever seen anything close to him doing anything like that in any movie? No. The closest thing that we saw him in where there was even anything about same-sex relationship, from what I remember, because I have followed this man's career since I was a little girl, great actor. The closest thing I can remember was the movie Philadelphia, and that was the movie with him and Tom Hanks. And Tom Hanks played a gay man who was discriminated against because of him having HIV. So Denzel claimed that, and then apparently he said this, but he said that he had a same-sex kissing scene in Gladiator. It was supposed to be like the kiss of unaliving, you know what I mean? And they took it out. And he said, maybe they were scared or whatever the case may be. But here's the problem. Apparently, the director of this movie said it never happened. So while Denzel is saying it did happen, the director is claiming it didn't happen. So I don't know who to believe, but my thing is, why did you even have to tell us, Denzel? Especially if you already knew it was cut out. What was the purpose of you telling us that happened? It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. He's never done this in the 40 years he's been in this business. And now all of a sudden you want to say that right when you're about to retire. Do y'all find that weird? I sure as hell do. Hey, Miss T, I don't know if I said hey to you. Hey, Miss T, I sure do. I sure do. It just seems to be like, I don't know. It just seems to be very interesting that out of the blue he wants to mention that, but also mention that it's not going to be in the movie. I'm like, is he trying to do that to get more people's butts in the seats? But this is Denzel. Denzel gets butts in the seats regardless. He's never had to say random stuff to get people to watch his movies. His fan base is undeniable. So, right, but apparently the director claimed there ain't no beam footage. Like they acted it out, but the actual kiss didn't happen. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe, but I just find it to be very random for Denzel Washington, of all people, to actually say that. And it's really making me wonder what the freak is going on right now. Like, celebrities are truly, and out of all people, I would never suspect a Denzel Washington name to be tied to something like this. It just seems so weird and it seems out of place. And I feel like eventually maybe we will know why it was said, but it damn sure don't feel authentic. That's what I will say. It does not feel authentic. It does not feel authentic to who Denzel has been. 40 plus years in this business. 40 plus years in this business, okay? This man has been acting before a lot of y'all was even born. And now you come out saying something like this. Yeah, it is something ain't feeling right. Something ain't feeling right. But with that being said, we gonna move on to my final topic for tonight. My boy Katt Williams. Now, couple things I want to discuss. Because we all know he started 2024 off right. Do you hear me? Katt Williams he shifted the whole planet with his interview on Club Shay Shay. Well, interesting enough, Katt Williams is on the cover of GQ magazine. Yes, Katt Williams. And the reason why I say that is because this man has kind of been like the outcast of the industry. And still successful, but clearly the outcast of the industry. And he has definitely talked about that. And then you have one of the biggest interviews of all times, which still, granted, yes, excellent. But to get the cover of GQ, where literally like those are some of the heavy hitter names, and they give it to Katt Williams. And then I'm looking at these pictures. Y'all, is it just me? But these pictures look weird as hell. These pictures look weird as hell. Dude, is it just me? These pictures look weird. Like, I don't understand what they're going with this, but it looks weird as hell. I'm shocked that Katt Williams even agreed to do the GQ magazine. I'm shocked. But then I'm also shocked that he did it with this whole getup. I'm confused. I'm really confused. And what is the theme and what is this supposed to represent? This is interesting. This is interesting. I really don't understand it, especially the whole robe ensemble. Like I don't understand it. And then this right here. Y'all, this is weird. And I don't know what to make of this. I don't know. Yes, he is. Yes, he is a Virgo. I don't know what to make of these pictures. I really don't know. I know that's what I'm about to talk about. Yeah, but I really don't know. But the fact that this man almost seemed like he pride himself on not being mainstream and showing proof that you can not be mainstream and not fall for the Hollywood okey doke and still be successful, to now being on GQ doing this type of stuff. I really am confused. And I really hope that we still have the Katt Williams that we have grown to love all of these years, and the Katt Williams that didn't seem like he was going to compromise himself, you know what I'm saying, for a bag or for the celebrity of it all. But I'm kind of thrown off by these photos. Not going to lie to y'all. I really don't understand it. And what's so crazy, right. It's off. It is off. And what's so crazy is this wasn't even on my radar. This girl, this wasn't even on my radar. What was on my radar was this great news. That Katt actually bought a former Alabama military base to launch a movie studio, and apparently was quoted saying, "It's just not fair to put all that pressure on Tyler Perry. It ain't fair to put all of that pressure on us to watch Tyler Perry stuff. That's what's not fair." So when I saw this, I was like, that's what I'm talking about, Katt, because he gonna not only give us some quality stuff, but I also feel that he is going to, really look out for Black writers, Black directors. Like, he's really gonna look out for people overall, because like Katt Williams said he doesn't believe in being the only one who is successful and the only one whose name is a big name. Like, he believes in making other people stars. Well, what better way to do that with your own studio? I think it's absolutely amazing. And I was like, this is what I'm talking about. And it has been confirmed by his publicist. They don't want to confirm the location and all of that stuff, which I can understand, but they did confirm that he apparently bought this military base and he's apparently going to turn it into a movie studio. We need more of that. 50 Cent was apparently supposed to do a studio in Louisiana. I think that fell through, though, because of some type of tax incentive that's not there anymore. But Katt Williams, absolutely. But then I saw this shit and I said, okay, I really hope, you know what I'm saying, we're not dealing with a Get Out moment and we still got Katt. You know what I'm saying? Like, we still have Katt that's there, who truly is about, everything that he said in that Club Shay Shay interview and what he really has been saying for years. But the Club Shay Shay interview just kind of took the cake. But yeah, that was one of the main things I wanted to talk about in WTF Weekly. And then I saw this and said, oh no, like, what is this get up? Even the hats, like the robe. What is this shit? Hey, Alex B. Now that man, child, I done heard some stuff about him, child. But yeah, I don't know. Y'all, let's send positive vibes and prayers to Katt, because I don't even understand what made him want to do this whole GQ magazine. He seems like such a under the radar person. And granted, that interview did so well. I guess to a certain extent, you can't really be under the radar anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because of how huge that interview was, which, by the way, rumor has it, this is allegedly, he may be going back on Club Shay Shay to do like follow-up interview. He may be going back on Club Shay Shay. And if he does go back on Club Shay Shay, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Let me get the popcorn. Let me get the wine. I'm ready for it. But yeah, I don't know. And I would even just say whitewash. I would say washed, like he claims all of those people he talked about got washed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know. But all I know is that when I saw these pictures, and I was first of all shocked that they said that he did the GQ cover, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. Um, and then when I saw these pictures, I said, this is some weird ass shit. Like, this is some weird, like, this don't even look like Cat Williams. Like, this would be something that he would be willing to wear. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, this don't feel good. This don't, and then apparently, this is the other thing too. Apparently, this whole GQ magazine, it said it's called, the title of this interview and this GQ thing for him is Cat Williams, the man who opened the portal. That's what it's called. Cat Williams, the man who opened the portal. So, yeah. And then right under that, it says in January, the comic delivered an instantly iconic podcast interview that threw pop culture into crisis and seemed to predict all manner of messy celebrity gossip to come. At home on his farm, William explains why he said what he said and why he do it all, or well, he'll do it again and again and again. So, yeah, but the choice of words, the man who opened the portal. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I would just say this. I will hope after all of these years of knowing how the industry treated him, and all of these years of him always staying true to himself, that this one podcast interview hasn't completely shifted everything he claimed he represented. I will hope not. But y'all let me know. Oh, now you want to come in, Jay. Now you want to come in. My brother Jay, this would have been the best one for you to be on, but you're gonna have to do the replay gang and then give me your opinions on it in the comment section. I hope all is well with you, my Canadian brother. But yes, but yeah, we about to wrap this, but this don't feel right to me. And maybe I'm just thinking too much into it. But again, in this day and age, can we really think too much into anything at this point? We need to question everything at this point. But yeah, it gives interesting vibes. It gives vibes of, we need to like snap our fingers. You know what I'm saying? Like, is he in the sunken place? Like, what is going on here? Oh, you missed your notification. All good. Definitely would love your opinion on some of these topics, though. So definitely check it out and then do the replay gang. But with that being said, you guys, that's the WTF weekly. We will see how all of this plays out. Well, some of the stuff it's already played out. But yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But on a positive note, though, congratulations, Katt, with you opening up your own studio. Okay, so he did tease to one. Okay, yeah. Well, rumor has it. We'll see. We'll see if that happens. And then hopefully they'll talk about this movie studio. And hopefully they'll talk about this GQ magazine and the cover and the interview, and he can give his thoughts on that, because I would like to know what made him do it and why he was willing to take these pictures, because something tells me these are not things that he has in his closet. Someone had to come and dress this man. Oh, he's not done exposing. Yeah, but Jay, you let me know, because I'm gonna end this now, because I'm trying to keep these at least under an hour or close to an hour. You let me know what you think about these pictures in the comments after we're done. You let me know. I was thrown off by these pictures. But I do appreciate the fact that we're about to have another Black person who's going to have a movie studio. And hopefully, again, he's going to do it the right way and the way where everybody can eat and everybody can make their millions. Because, like he said, the gatekeepers, he kept talking about the gatekeepers. So now that you about to be the man in charge of your own movie studio, what are you about to do to change people's lives? And that is one thing I've heard about Cat Williams. He don't like to talk about it, but he definitely has created moments for people that have been life changing. So let's hope he's able to do that with his movie studio also. So with that being said, crew, that is it. That is all for my WTF Weekly. Tomorrow I plan to do 2 reviews on some reality shows. But with that being said, I appreciate you for listening in. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video. Toodles.